Hello, and welcome back to NXL. Welcome back to the World Cup. I am here with my best new friend ever, Steve Hatch.
It's fantastic to meet you, brother.
Steve Hatch is from Sacramento DMG. Steve, you want to introduce yourself?
What's going on, guys? I'm Steven Hatch. I play for the semi-pro DMG team, Had some rough times, with the pro team getting relegated. Now it's our chance to step up and, get up to the bat and swing away. So we're here. We're struggling, going through growing pains, but we're on it, I'm
going to get your autograph now, and I can say I knew you back when.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that.
All right. So we're going to go into our next match, which is going to be Missouri Allstars versus BZ Fearless and Vegas Golden Misfits versus Joebar team. Joebar, that French team, one of the French teams that's here today.
Yeah.
Have you had a chance to play any of the French teams?
Yes, we played Joebar yesterday. Those guys are solid fundamentally. Those guys are solid. They're snapping. They're running and gunning. 10 out of 10. It's just the mid-game playmaking. That's where they kind of struggle because we played them yesterday. They were going hard in the snake, and then once we started capitalizing on it, they stopped going towards the snake and started going more towards the corner. And when you're kind of, it's just not as good.
Yeah. Well, I like what I saw out of both French teams, them and the Indians, as far as aggressiveness. I'm a big fan of teams that attack. Whether it's the right thing to do or not, I'm just a fan of it. And that's not to say that it's always the right thing to do, or even I'm good at it, but I just like watching teams attack.
I agree. I think that's my style of play, just up in your face to where, if you're there in that spot and they don't even know you're there, you can get 2, maybe 3 kills a point.
Yes.
It's so fast.
It's so easy to just blow up a game by being a little bit aggressive, a little bit sneaky.
Especially before people set up on this Dorito side to watch the gaps.
Yes. All right, we are off. All right, so
BZ Fearless getting shot off the break, going God.
Looks like All-Stars in with all 5 players alive, aggressively into the snake. Up to what we're calling the snake wall 2, which is close to us.
That is kill 2 on the BZ Fearless side.
So All-Stars are both aggressive and getting kills, which is that's a great combination if you can do that. They're making their secondaries and they're picking up bodies while they're doing it.
The 50 snake wrap, this is deadly right here from the Missouri All-Stars. This is a deadly shot.
And BZ's got nothing to counter it right now. That backline can is all BZ has to try to keep it in check.
Oh, he just got shot.
Yeah,
there he goes.
He's going to be able to wrap and do whatever he wants.
Now, the 50 snake should be wrapping by now, right?
Or look inside. Yeah, he switched to looking inside, maybe pick up a Dorito kill. So we talked about earlier, I don't know if you agree with me, on the Dorito side, I think D1 and D2 are pretty livable.
I got shot.
D3 is very hard to live in if the snake is hot.
I agree. That's why I just try to get into the fortress of the 50 Dorito because there's just so many, and there's so many bounce shots, but if you're so mobile in there, they're not even really going to catch you because there's just so much paint coming in.
That is the thinking man's bunker of this field, the D50, that little inside area.
Yep.
You have to basically, from what I've seen, play in space.
Yep.
Figure out where the guns are coming at you and just try to find that patch of grass that nobody has a direct shot on you.
Exactly. And sometimes you'll be standing in between those 2 little juice box wedges, just in the open, but nobody can see you.
Yes. Yep.
So it's absolutely crazy sometimes. And good point for Missouri All-Stars.
Yeah. So Fearless not having great luck. I think they dropped their first match. We had Steven Sohn from Fearless in the booth with us a couple matches ago. Awesome guy. I root for Fearless just because the guys I've met are super nice.
Yeah.
So I'm a fan of their team for that reason.
They're patriots of the game. I'm a fan,
Hey, you have a moment? You want to shout out to any of your sponsors? Or
yeah, I would like to give a special shout out to HK Army and the Baines family over at Capitol Edge. They always take care of us, make sure we have what we need. I want to also give a special shout out to Skull Headwear and Paul Stollard. That guy, he really does make some of my personal favorite headgear in the game. Honestly, the only headband gear I'll wear.
That'll touch your head.
I'm being honest. And I would say another big shout-out is for my boy Logan Greenwalt. He was the kind of guy who were practice squad all year, but now look at him. Now he's getting in the snake all the time, and he's really growing as a player, so we're blessed.
We saw good stuff out of him during your match. All right, here we go.
The blonde guy for Joebar, he's a pretty good snake guy. He's the guy who's very fundamentally good.
Very blonde. Can I say I just watched the ref closest to us dropping Pringles on the field.
Not the Pringles, bro.
Dude,
you got to save those.
He is chowing while reffing. That is amazing.
Relatable, dude. As a ref myself, relatable.
He is a dual threat out here.
Sometimes I'll just attach the little Capri Sun straw right between my mask,
All right, so Misfits versus Joebar. Joebar on our right. Joebar doing a good job pushing up the snake. They're already into what I'll call snake 2.
Vegas Golden Misfits are a good team. We just played them this morning. They beat us fair and square, No ifs, ands, or buts. We just got to be better.
Misfits are playing the backside of that 50 juice box right now. Joebar's putting a lot of attention on it, but I don't think he has a good shot on it.
50 snake for Joebar. Ooh.
What a lost opportunity. So the Joebar player in the snake had a wide open kill on that snake one wall and just missed it.
It's that little nipple over the top that they can just place so much around without actually being seen. But the retreat back to the God is an interesting choice from the snake 3, and then his teammate gets shot.
So the Dorito side is blowing him up, and he's about to get bunkered.
Yeah, baby. You know me. I love seeing that. I love seeing a good old-fashioned, hammer being dropped.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, he wasn't unnecessary about it. I mean, he shot him maybe a couple times and chilled about it.
For me, if I'm in that situation, I will always die on the sword. I'm always going forward because I feel like if you catch them off guard,
yeah,
maybe go onto their side, sneak up a little bit.
Okay, this is a good conversation. So I've had this conversation a few times. I do believe in this kind of like last-ditch window theory, where if it's 1-on-2, 1-on-3, one on whatever, you have a window of about 5 or 10 seconds where the other team maybe doesn't know where you are or how to finish the game. And if you're going to do something, do it then. If you don't in about 5 seconds or 10 seconds, you better drop back to something defensible and then scream, it's a penalty every time you pull the trigger.
Oh, okay. That's a new one. Hey, check me out. Taking notes for that one.
Yeah, every time you pull the trigger, scream, that's a penalty. There is always the kind of a wolf pack mentality that when teams realize they're up bodies, sometimes the players get real loose and real aggressive and they get stupid. And you can sometimes salvage a match that you're losing because of that. All right, Allstars on my right. Looks like we have 5 alive from both teams. Allstars starting to make their pushes up the middle. We do not have the scoreboard. So we got Kansas City Allstars on my right, Fearless on my left. Fearless needs the match. They haven't had a good morning so far. I believe they lost to the Indians, another one of the French teams.
I think the French teams are all good. All the European teams are good.
Yeah.
They're fundamentally, for sure. It's just, I don't know what it is. There's just something about... there's just a little gap. I don't know what it is.
So, and it could also be not skill, but it could just be like a cultural matchup. And what I mean by that is not French culture versus American culture. What I mean is there's a play style that develops in regions, and sometimes one play style is really good against another and really bad against another. There could be some of that going on, too, where whatever the Indians do at home is not great, and then they come here and it's incredible, or vice versa.
Yeah.
Possible.
I mean, Missouri All-Stars are just heavy on their guns this entire time, They're constantly adjusting their highs and lows on their shots.
Good communication, too. I see players, when they're reloading, they're stopping to communicate and get their gun back up.
Matt, that's one of the biggest tips I can tell you is whenever you load, look around, take a deep breath, okay, what's going on right now? How can I talk to my teams? Who's alive?
Hatch has quickly recognized that I need as many tips as possible to play paintball.
Dude, I'm telling you, you're the kind of guy, Matt, that I can tell. Dude, you'd smoke me, no problems asked.
Not a chance. Not a chance. My playing career is at the end.
You're just getting started. We're just getting started out here.
I started in 1992. I swear to you.
1992? Okay. I wasn't even born yet, but that's just how good you are. I will never be able to catch up.
Let's play the. Let's focus on the game.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
About this. So fortunately, I just saw another Fearless player walking off. It looked like it was Steven's zone. Ref going in for a check on that backhand.
Yeah, but it looks like Missouri All-Stars are up in that 50 wedge on the Doritos side.
Ref calls the can clean, then tries to do a backpedal and flips end over end. Good dedication. We got Pringle action. We got refs doing gymnastics on the field. It's amazing.
Missouri All-Stars are hunting. They're like, okay, we have the body advantage. Let's figure out where they are and execute. I mean, they are just picking on that can on the snake side. That guy cannot breathe.
Give him credit, though. Fearless is holding in there, right?
I agree. They're hunkering down.
Casey's got a good lineup across the middle. Now they're in the snake, and they should be cleaning this field off real fast, and they're not. So it's not a lot of moral victories in delaying a loss, but maybe they can pull it out anyways. Maybe they can get some kills with Casey being sloppy or something.
Yep, Casey getting down the snake with the big person that stops it is that big tower on the snake side, Yeah. And if he's not looking that way and is not ready for it, they're just gonna, now he's putting the pressure on from the snake.
Now he makes the crawl. See, that is perfect paintball in my opinion.
I agree.
That is, you get gun dominance and you go. You make the player that could stop you tuck in and just tuck him in for a second, make your bump. And that's exactly what number 100 for All-Stars did.
And we're about to see what you were just talking about with that 5 to 10 seconds, where if we don't see that move in 5 to 10 seconds,
you're stuck there.
Yep, this is looking like KC Missouri is closing this game
and you're
very fast.
You're just going to get pinched out. I don't love with this All-Stars playing the outside of that bunker. That was a little sketch.
Then it comes back to the inside of the snake.
Yeah.
He seems to be the island player for this point for sure.
Yeah, he's kind of doing it on his own. He's communicating, at least. I hear a flow of information moving around out there.
As long as it's getting out in the air, it's good.
Yeah. Yep.
That's comprehensible. That's the big thing.
So I believe we have that can on the back line for Fearless, and I'm not seeing the other. Well, else have we got? That might be it.
Oh, I see the tower on the Dorito side.
Yeah, he's scrunched way down.
Is he looking? I think he's looking snake side.
Yeah.
Oh, guy in the 50 Dorito gets bonked on the head.
That's a nice kill.
Huge kill for BZ Fearless. Now they go into their snake one. This is a huge bite right here by Missouri Allstars. Oh, good
nice move.
Now that guy gets shot out of the 50 wedge. Dude, that was... Oof. Hey, let me just say, if that's me, I'm getting a malicious penalty. If that's me right there, I am getting a malicious one.
Doing the shooting?
Yes, if that's me hitting the... Oh, and then we get a minor thrown up? Hey, let me just say, I get my whole team pulled, not even going to lie. What is happening?
So I don't know what that minor was for. It was well after the action's over.
I think it was overshooting.
It might be an overshooting penalty. So our ultimate ref over there is Mikhail. Between games, we'll get some information off him and see what's up.
Perfect. Now we're back to Joebar and Misfits.
We have, yes, Golden Misfits versus Joebar. By
Nice.
the way, our next match, you should see it on screen. We got Ology versus Titans and Preferred Mob versus Carolina Crisis. I'm going to announce my bias. Preferred Mob's New England team, so got to root for him.
Okay, I like Ology a little bit just because I have some friends on that team, like Josh Hallberg. He used to play for DMG back in the day. Ben Challenger's on that team now. That was a last-minute pickup for them. Huge pickup, Ben Challenger. He is killing it down the Dorito side. So I've been keeping my eyes on that guy, you know.
What do you think about this field as far as the push side?
Dorito side for sure.
Yeah. I'm surprised how little I'm seeing the snake get pushed. Not zero, but how late it's getting pushed.
I agree. There must be some kind of shot to where they can't just crawl onto your side immediately. But back in the Misfits game.
Right, so we got Misfits.
Guy in the Dorito gets shot right in the head. I think is that a 4-on-4? 4 for Joebar, 4 for Misfits.
Joebar on the left, really not any threat to get into the snake at the moment. Ref checking out their corner, their Dorito corner. Looks like a
big fill. It seems like Misfits want to push the snake, but they're kind of locked up shooting the Dorito side.
So Joebar's doing a good job preventing a bump into the snake. Well, as I say that, Misfits found a hole in the defense. Oh, and the tower immediately pays for it. That is some repercussions for the lack of action. So that tower's job was to stop that snake push.
And he still let him through. You cannot do that.
And then the tower dies immediately to the snake player.
But then the snake's secondary. Oh, I'm picturing a rundown any second now. Actually, he's playing the inside though.
He's kill hunting.
I'm running. If this is me, I'm running this guy.
Go for it. He wants to. You can see the feet. They're getting itchy.
Yep. Oh,
he's thinking about it.
Oh, right in the head. Right. That is a penalty and a half. He is lucky he didn't shoot him. That is playing on.
So Nita taking the walk. Good move by the Joebar player. Number 6. He's about to get bunkered clean.
And then
should
the other guy
not have spun his gun. I don't know about that one. So
Joebar looked like he made him pay for that one.
You have done some reffing. We've talked about this before.
Yep.
As a ref, when I see a move coming, the first thing I do is I look at the defender's gun and where it's pointing.
Yep.
If the defender's gun is not pointed the direction the bunkering is going to come from, my hand's getting ready to flag.
Yep, especially because, dude, spinning is a huge thing, especially with like those younger divisional players. They'll be like, oh, what just happened? I shot him. It's like, no, dude, you spun on him like a whole completely 180 degrees. It's like, dude, you can't do that.
And being humans, our interpretation of events that went on are way skewed to what actually went on, you know? But even if you spin your gun and legitimately shoot him first, you're probably still going to get a penalty because from the ref's eyes, it's really hard for the refs to see truly who shot who first. They're mostly depending on which way were guns pointing when triggers start getting pulled. So if you're listening to this, be careful. If your gun is not pointed at the guy bunkering him, you're probably getting a penalty if you spin it back at him.
The hardest ones to ref are when they go for that move, he spins, but the first guy misses him. So then it's like, he spun, but he didn't. It's not like he was hit.
Yeah, it's tough as a ref, and partially as a ref. Remember, you can only see one side of each player.
Exactly.
You might see the back of the defender and the front of the attacker, but you can't see the front of the defender or whatever. So, as a ref, you're doing a little bit of interpretation of events.
I would agree.
It's not great to say that, but it's kind of true.
That is the important thing about that is linking up with the other refs on the other side of the field to where you can watch the inside of those guys
work as a team. So we got Allstars on my left and BZ on my right. Looks like a clean breakout. Well, as I say that.
Yeah, BZ gets shot going Dorito 1 off the break. I'm pretty sure their can player took one to the elbow, but I don't think he was flinching.
As they say in pro wrestling, the refs didn't see it.
The refs did not see that one.
All right, so KC Allstars up a body. They don't look too aggressive about making their bumps, but that said, they had a pretty good breakout upfield, so they don't need to make their secondaries quite as fast.
They're holding them out. Fearless is holding them out of the snake. They do not want them into the snake.
Yeah. Well, All-Stars are up 2-0. We've got about 9 minutes on the clock.
Oh, then another one gets peeled off going Dorito 1. That's a big gap, I will say.
Trying to get from that can to Dorito 1?
Yep.
Yeah.
You have to choose either to go under the paint or, like, standing, like, backfilling on your feet to where it's, like, coming in between your legs. And at that point, that's still a gamble, you know?
Casey trying to make a push through the middle. They're on the side of Fearless at this point.
What will Fearless do to respond to this?
I don't think they know.
And they're in the 50 snake, so
I don't think Fearless knows about
the guy
either
switched.
of
The
these
guy in the snake side tower switched, and now they're in the 50 snake. It's one of those things where that guy has to be looking the right way.
You got a job. You got to stay on it.
Exactly. And now this guy is towering over, boinking that guy in the head. These Missouri All-Stars are just on one right now.
Yeah. Fearless didn't pick up either of those moves. Oh no. Casey All-Star just got shot in the back by his own team. Number 15,
nice.
Going down the middle, just got blown up by his own team. It's not going to matter because Fearless is still going to lose the match.
His teammates want some kills too, you know. His teammate, you're not allowed to have all those by yourself, buddy.
And I don't even think he ran between a shooter and a bad guy. It's almost like one of his teams just snapshot, saw a body, and just pulled the trigger.
You know, if I see my teammate run through that, I'm like, hey, dude, save that one for me, buddy. You know?
There's going to be a conversation back in the pit after this one's over.
Dude, what the heck, bro? You got to let me get my stats up.
Yeah, if he's getting too close to hitting the buzzer, you want the glory? Yeah, light him up. All right, so we should have Misfits and Joebar taking the field again. Joebar is going to be on our right, Misfits on our left. Currently game tied up, tons of time. Don't even worry about the clock. It's not really a consideration yet. Mm-hmm. So what's your home field?
So our home field is Capital Edge Paintball Park that is located in South Sacramento and Elk Grove. And
shout out Elk Grove.
Shout out Elk Grove.
I don't know what I'm saying, but it sounded good.
I mean, that place is developing quick, and that field, I mean, it's my home now, you know. I have to drive 3 hours for practice every weekend.
Wow.
And
3 hours.
3 hours. So
wow.
total in one day, say if it's like a one day practice, 6 hours of driving.
Oh.
So, you know, it's the things we do for the love of the game.
Wow.
And, you know.
You need to buy an RV. Just live down there for the weekend.
I do stay with my teammates. I'm blessed. This guy, Joebar, running and gunning out to the corner, that's his signature move for sure.
Misfits did an interesting run to the snake. We've seen it a few times today. They ran basically up the middle and then took a hook.
They did that against us.
Yeah, it shortens the time that you're in that lane that you got to run through.
Yep. It's just as long as the fellow guy is just not playing heads up, which he shouldn't really be.
So I love this Joebar move. He went from that corner into the snake wall one and just didn't stop. He just kept going.
Yep. I mean, Misfits don't have a guy in the tower to really stop him.
Nope. He might be able to pick up a cheap Dorito kill here. There he goes, switches his gun. I don't know.
Up gets a kill. Missouri All-Stars in that little juice box on the 50 Dorito. Oh, sorry, Misfits. In that juice box on the Dorito side, shooting the cross, looking for that snake fill.
Joebar had a chance. The Joebar snake player had a chance of catching that runner up the Dorito side, and he just missed it.
I think he had to choose a shot if he wanted the Dorito guy or the middle wedge, and so he had to pick.
Yeah. Well, he chose poorly. So there was a trade out over in the Dorito side where we were talking. And now I love this bunker that Joebar just took, and that snake side wedge can utterly.
Oh man!
My God. I just commentated and cursed him right off the field. Tell him how great a bunker it is against the snake. He immediately dies to the snake.
Now, big snake battle between Joebar and Misfits. Who will prevail? Will it be the blonde-headed wonder, or will it be? I don't know who that guy is.
So again, number 43.
Oh, now he's filling over. Big fill over to the Dorito sides.
Yeah, I like it, and he did it right at the wrong time for Joebar. He just wasn't looking that way.
Now this is when Rundown City comes in.
Joebar player's ready for it, though.
Joebar player's ready for it. What's about to happen?
He can sense it coming.
And
he still loses it. No, he trades.
Good trade. But the off-body snap, disagree.
So Joebar had his gun in kind of a wrong position. He didn't have his body fully tucked.
Kentucky left.
Kentucky left. I've never heard that phrase.
You know, that's what we call it. We're West Texas lefty, you know, when you're shooting right-handed, but you're still somehow squeezing him off to the left. Yeah. I will say, sometimes it slims you up. If you're playing a big tower and sometimes you got to slim up.
I guess if you don't have enough time to fully commit to switching gun hands, I mean, there's cases. You can make a few case studies.
Not enough, though.
Yeah, not a lot.
Not enough.
Generally speaking, if I'm coaching, I'm going to tell you, put your gun on the shoulder.
I'm going to say, don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that in general.
It's so funny. So our coach, Chim, he's been in DMG for a long time, but he took a long hiatus. There was one guy who couldn't shoot left-handed on the team, so the entire day he duct taped his hand to his gun.
Wow.
So the entire day he's like, you are shooting left-handed, and you are going to like it.
You're going to learn how to reload with your right hand, too.
Yep. So
is this map, Jim?
No, this is...
Okay.
I've known him so long, I don't even know his first name.
That's an old school
Chim.
name. That's an old school name from paintball. If those old heads out there remember Map Chim.
Mm-hmm. From Seattle Thunder.
That Map Chim?
Chim? I love Map Chim.
I think he goes back even further than that, if I remember that name. It goes early 2000s.
I think Naughty Dogs?
Maybe. Yeah, that might
Is
be
that
it.
what it is?
Yeah.
I know Corey Field used to play on that, and I'm a great fan and friend of Corey Field. He basically taught me a bunch of stuff that I know now, so shout out to Corey Field.
Corey Field, you taught Hatch everything he knows, everything. All right, All-Stars on my right.
Oh, that broken arrow play into the snake. This guy with the wild hair is... Oh, I think that guy just got shot in the back.
Yeah, I don't know. The refs are right on him. They don't see anything. So BZ did a good job getting into the snake. Unfortunately, they did lose one of their backline players.
This is a good move. Playing over the top with that little nipple, you can just put in that tower on the snake side and go into the 50 snake.
Yep. I think at this point you could... Yeah, you're right. He needs to put in that tower just long enough and make his bump.
But now if the snake comes out on the wire, you can't make that move anymore. So it's kind of like missed opportunity.
Yeah.
Timing is a huge thing in paintball.
There's so many times that we see a window of opportunity and you got to seize it real fast. By the way, if you're listening at home and if you hear us criticizing, be aware that when you're sitting on a sideline watching, especially from our position, we have so much more information than the players do.
Exactly.
It's so easy to sit out here and make criticisms of what a player should have done, but when you're on the field under that much fire, there's so much less information.
So much of a different game. Your blood pressure.
Yeah.
Right. You just know that it's going to be a fight. And then a minor on BZ Fearless. That's not good. Pulling out their entire snake side. That is not good. BZ Fearless slowly living down, but Missouri All-Stars getting into the snake. Probably not going to be able to fix that bleeding.
BZ Fearless may be going 0-4 here in a second against the All-Stars if the All-Stars can finish this out. Yeah, All-Stars are just going to walk it in at this point.
Makes sense, right? They have all the time in the world, the bodies. Might as well just kind of sit on it.
This has been
Make them towel.
This has been a rough match for Fearless. Yeah, Fearless is going to need a towel out on this. Now, I'm not sure Fearless has a official coach off the field. When I was talking to Steve Vinsone, the tall gentleman who's a really good dude, he referred to himself as a player coach. So, but he's playing a lot. Like, I don't see him sitting many points. So, I'm not sure who the hell is pushing the buzzer on the sidelines for toweling out there.
And that's a huge responsibility. There's a time where it's like, if you just let some Joe Schmo call the plays, dude, he's going to towel it when it's like a one-on-one or something.
Yeah, at the wrong times.
I would say having a player coach, that is always so hard. We used to have that on DMG, and then luckily Chim came back and was able to take the reins and take over for us. But it all started with I remember we won World Cup in 2021 D3, and
watch how he slipped that into the conversation.
Yeah, I did.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate that. The day before we leave, our coach is like,
"Can't make it.
My wife is sick. Like I have to make sure she's okay. Like I can't go." So it's like we completely understood, and with the player coach, Papa Cedar really came in clutch and gave us all the game plans we needed. But back into the game with the Golden Misfits and is it Joebar? They finally capitalized on the Joebar running and gunning out to the snake. He's been doing that almost every point.
Not this time. All right, Misfits up 5-4. Joebar's put a player into that little juice box near the snake, and his entire job, just like that tower, is to stop movement.
I don't think that's efficient enough because you can't even arc the balls enough over the snake. He
can't now.
But I would say that's the Dorito. That's the Dorito guy. That's where he should be looking.
Right now, the Misfit player in the snake really just needs to worry about the Dorito side. If he can push in the Dorito side for a split second, the Misfit snake player can go ahead and crawl up. Because you're right, that juice box can't stop it.
Exactly right. If he crawls on the inside, it's over.
Yeah.
Right. He can just immediately crawl to the 50 snake, basically.
Yeah. But he's got to worry a little bit about the Dorito side. The Dorito side might be able to drop him in on him if he tries to make that bump.
Oh, I think you're definitely right. How far are they on the Dorito side? Doesn't look like Joebar's too far, man. But now with Vegas Golden Misfits and deeper into the snake. And then they shoot the corner out. Huge kill for the Misfits. Now the juice box switches to Rito's side, which I think is way better because you can't even arc the balls over into the snake unless you're in that snake side tower. But
yeah, you're right. There's a lot of this snake that just as long as you drop and crawl.
No way he lived that.
Yeah.
No way he's living this. Oh my God!
Wow!
I thought he was dead.
Wow!
And then he gets the kill.
Oh my God!
Oh my mind blown. That was a fantastic.
And now he's going to push up.
I'm taking notes from that French guy. I'm taking notes.
Oh!
And then gets caught by the secondary snake guy. Nice try.
All right, you know what? Fine. He did so much damage there. I got no problem with him getting shot at the end.
I agree. I will take that. I will take someone like that does that move. You know.
Yeah, well done, times. Number 12, Rabator. All right.
Yeah, Misfits looks like that. Yeah, they know they were just up bodies. Like, let's just let them rot, right? Let's just
kill the
time.
Yeah, I think about 7 minutes on the clock now. They'll be up 3-1.
Oh man, beautiful weather out here. You know, it is a little humid, but you know, can't complain too much. It is Florida after all.
Yeah, for Florida, this is perfect, right? I mean, it could be much, much worse down here.
I have been in so many rain fests down here to where it just messes up your whole day.
Yeah. Well, again, coming from New England, for me, it's the heat. I'll take a rainstorm. Man, I cannot handle this 90% humidity stuff.
Yeah.
It just saps all the energy.
Yeah, we get that over in California. We get that dry heat where it's like you sneeze wrong and you get a nosebleed.
It's such a cliche, dry heat. But I tell you what, there was a Vegas NPPL back in the day, and it was literally over 100 degrees each day. But it was so dry, it was like no big deal. It was no big deal to play in the middle of a desert. It's a desert.
Yep.
But it was so dry, it was just like, nah, you know, it was a little bit hot, but your sweat did its job and cooled you off. So
exactly right. So you know, we're blessed that NXL's picked some good venues for us to have.
Yeah, thank you. All right, we got KC Missouri Allstars against Fearless. Fearless on my right. Fearless needs something big here. Down 4-0.
Easy Fearless going that broken arrow into the snake. Does he get hit? Yes, he does. He gets shot right in the arm. So it looks like that is a 5-on-4 in favor of Missouri Allstars. Missouri Allstars are really capitalizing on the snake, the fact that there's nobody in that tower.
Yeah, you know what? KC Missouri Allstars strategy right now should be kill the clock. They are not killing the clock. They're pushing the field.
Oh, that's my style, you know, all gas, no break.
Yeah. There they go. They cross the 50.
That seems to be that guy's signature move, without a doubt.
Cross the 50 in the middle?
Yep, cross the 50 into the middle and just cut off one side of the field.
Yeah.
Make sure they just cannot fill out.
I think Fearless just lost their last two players, and this is going to be a walk-in buzzer.
Is that a mercy ruling for KC Missouri All-Stars?
Maybe. Wow. Looking great. Fearless is a no-joke team, but KC All-Stars just owned this match.
I would agree.
Wow, well done. Number 24 from All-Stars, you see walking. Oh, he's doing the hopper drop. I don't think that's a taunting one. I think he's
like, oh man, dude, I think I got a broken ball in here.
But he's been playing great for the All-Stars today.
That's Todd Boyer, correct?
I can find out.
Let's find out.
I think you might be right. Yeah. Yes, it is. It's Todd Boyer.
Big fan of that guy. He's a huge patriot for the game. You know, shout out to Todd Boyer. Congratulations on your win over BC Fearless.
Convincing. Very convincing.
Very, very convincing.
Well, Fearless, I don't have it in front of me, but I think that might be it for them, both for the weekend and for the playoff hopes, at least for the playoff hopes.
Do we know their record, the BC Fearless?
No, I don't think they had a great day yesterday, and they have not had a great day today.
Gotcha.
It's been rough. So that's the last Fearless match for the day. So they're done, and I have a suspicion their playoff hopes are maybe done as well.
Gotcha.
So,
I mean, World Cup, you know, anything can happen, but you know, when you do get like a 1-3, 0-4 kind of day, it is a little hard.
So we're talking. I think
even 2-2.
We were talking about this earlier. I do think that because so many teams show up for this that don't normally play, including from other countries, you really don't know what you're going to face. Like nobody has scouting information on the Indians,
especially when we like Joebar. Like I went on YouTube, looked up Joebar, and I couldn't find anything. You know, I'm legitimately trying to be the kind of guy where you know, I love watching other teams play to where I can see their tendencies. Like Jackson Frey, I love that guy, but he's putting his footage out for me to study.
Yeah,
you know, so it's a
big
deal.
That said, the layup somewhat dictates player tendencies too, right?
For
so
sure.
You know, your snake guy is going to do something slightly different on a different layout.
But you know, sometimes people where it's like you shooting an Aztec, you shoot out the right side, then immediately as soon as you get put in, you come out of the top. You know, some people do that. That's a next instinct.
Eventually, if the sport has enough money in it, you know, like we're talking really true professional sport, you'll eventually have employees who literally that's their job is they'll do video study and they'll come up with informational packages to hand out to the players just like they do in the NFL. I mean, the NFL they have departments that study the reffing crew that's coming in, and they'll give their team information on the reffing crew tendencies. So,
oh wow,
yeah.
That's some big steps for sure.
All right, Misfits, Joebar. Joebar need to put something together quick here. It's 7 minutes left on the clock. They're down by 2. Misfits a little bit conservative in their breakout pattern, but then very quickly fill up the middle.
Yeah, Joebar gets shot out of the back center. I will say the back center to back center shot is definitely viable.
Oh, you think it's home-on-home violence going on out there?
I will say I do think it's home-on-home violence.
Yeah, maybe they're playing a little loose trying to get a kill.
That's a great way to put that, Matt. I like that.
It's the worst. All right,
but now look at Joebar. They put a guy in the tower. Now look at them. They're not in the snake.
Locking down the snake. And what's interesting is their snake player, this gentleman with the blonde hair, is kind of playing conservatively.
Oh, he just got bounced on the top of the loader.
He checked it. There we go. Misfits are into snake, so the tower there for Joebar missed the shot. He's into snake wall 1. Now the tower needs to keep doing his job and prevent him from moving any further upfield.
I would agree, and Misfits are really playing heads up, can to really stop that. Then he gets shot. There we go. They're really fighting heads up from can to can.
With that death, Joebar probably just lost any hopes of getting in the snake. It's unlikely that this tower is going to fill in the snake at any point. So this is Misfits.
Oh, is this a minor right here?
It
oh
is.
Man, that is not what they needed.
Oof.
And then the guy dies on the Doritos side. I mean, I don't know what it is, man. I feel like if people just push the Doritos a little bit more, like I think it comes from a delayed attack. Once the paint kind of the second
settles
it hiccups,
down a little
once
bit,
it hiccups, it's like I'm up in there.
So yeah, I mean after the breakout, people start to how do I put this? They tend to get into like a pattern in their shooting, and you as a player can kind of figure out real quickly what that other guy that's shooting at you, what his job is.
Yep.
Because he just doesn't move. He tends to not move, and then you can start taking advantage of that.
Exactly, because if we're matching and we're going bunker to bunker, the same exact one on the other side, and he's not fighting me for dominance, I'm like, okay, that's one less person I got to work with.
Then you just have to worry about a trap. Somebody that's a little bit further afield who's put his gun in your running lane, and he's just waiting for you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I try to talk about this as much as I can on the podcast from the sidelines. That big difference between divisional and the higher tier paintball players is being able to recognize when you're being put in a trap, watching the paint. Because, I mean, sometimes really good players, they're not going to shoot constantly. They're just going to shoot the landing zone or right where you get in at.
Yep.
And that's where a lot of the really, really good players are, like, that's where they thrive.
So if you're a newer player to the sport, you're learning how to play tournaments. We'll talk about this real quick. One of the things you should do when you're getting ready to make your bump from the bunker you're currently into the next one, not only should you try to win gun dominance over the guy that's trying to stop you, you should also literally just look for paint in the air in the gap that you're trying to run through, and that will tell you whether or not they're prepared for you. And then number 3, if you have the chance, you might want to head check, and that's a quick pop out to maybe even look around
Use
your
the
bunker.
whole bunker. Sometimes even get on the ground like a sneaky snake and peek your head out for a single second, even if they see it, whatever.
And then you got to make that move.
Exactly.
As soon as you check those things off, you got to go instantly.
Cannot hesitate. Hesitation gets you killed.
The windows close so fast in the sport. The windows of opportunity.
You're coming at what, 200 miles an hour?
Yeah, roughly 200 miles an hour.
So, man, that's a speeding car coming right at you.
Or 220 if you're cheating the chrono.
Okay,
Not recommending it. I'm just saying.
People be unscrewing their barrels around
the barrels.
Here.
Damn it! Everybody knows about that. There was a while where nobody remembered that trick.
Wow.
Oh, Misfits
no
lose their
way.
snake.
You can't. I don't think that should be a penalty, man. No. That's hard because you get hit off the break with the forward momentum.
Steve Vincent and I were having a talk about this exact situation earlier today. In my opinion, as a ref, you let the player finish his move into the bunker. As long as he doesn't try to keep playing, he stops and checks. It probably shouldn't be a penalty.
Yeah. So something that's pretty crazy. I actually got a penalty yesterday for not touching up, which I don't know how that's not a penalty, but they pulled the guy, and I'm like, I've been even...
So you weren't tagged up to the bunker, you came out shooting?
But I will say, we had footage of it, I was tagged up.
Oh, okay.
So that's what made it even harder. I'm like, I could have sworn I tagged up.
All right, so DMG Legal Department will be submitting that to the NXL following this event.
Well, I love the NXL too much to do that. I love the NXL way too much.
I'm going to become the first paintball lawyer. I'm
Dude,
going to start my practice.
That's a good one.
I'll have so much business. So much business.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Misfits make a somewhat awkward bump out to the snake corner. There's a bunkering going on in the middle.
Oh,
It looks
man.
like it's a trade, so that's going to be a trade. Honestly, that's a trade that probably favors Joebar.
Joebar for sure. Because
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they still have a guy on the Dorito side, and they have a guy in the insert bunker on the snake side.
And this snake corner is an awful place to try to live if it's the end of the game.
I agree. Those little, what are those, little nubs?
Yeah.
Not
Cakes.
good to live in.
Yeah, mini cakes.
So, yeah, this guy in the insert bunker needs to go to work. Is it a one-on-one?
I hear more than one gun rattling. So we've got Snake for Misfits.
Yep, it's snake-on-snake violence right
Yeah,
here.
we got Snake on Snake violence, and I think that might be it.
No, I think the Joebar guy got shot out. So I think it is a one-on-one. Yeah, Joebar guy's walking off on the right behind the Misfits player, so it is a one-on-one snake-on-snake violence.
Honestly, this Snake player has a much bigger advantage over that Snake corner.
Without
Snake corner's
a
really
doubt.
tucked in. Now he's hit.
And
Yeah.
then he bonked him on the head.
Yeah, that is it's a tough place to fight out of. I want to give the Golden Misfit a little bit of a cover here, legal cover. Oh, good sportsmanship. He was in a bad bunker. That's a tough one-on-one place to win from.
But it's also, when you're in that situation and you're up points, and Misfits are up 4-1.
Yeah.
Dude, make him go push the buzzer. Make him come bunker you. Guarantee it a trade.
You're saying go a little more passive on gunfighting.
Yes.
Make him come to you.
Without a doubt, make him come to you. You're up points.
Yeah.
There's no point in fighting. You wouldn't, because now look, now they got the buzzer, and now there's more time.
True. That said, you're kind of asking a paintball player to, you're asking a fish to not swim.
Exactly.
You are correct. You are intellectually correct on this. I can't come up with a good counter argument. It's tough to ask a paintball player to not shoot his gun.
Without a doubt.
Yeah. But you're right.
In that situation, I am hunkering up in a little bitty ball, and he better come and get me.
Yeah. Fetal position.
But luckily, now that this game with Misfits and Joebar, 4-2, 3 minutes, a little bit under 3.5 minutes left. Anything is possible. World Cup, baby.
This is where it all comes down.
Oh yeah.
Let's talk about that corner bunker, that Snake corner bunker. The more I'm thinking about it, I don't think there's anything about it I like. Right?
I think it's just a primary
Yes.
for 10 seconds maybe.
You just stop there and you're on your way into the snake.
Yeah.
Because honestly, once you're there, you can't do that much to control the snake from it.
You can't really shoot the Doritos. It's not like maybe not even really the middle lockdown.
It doesn't. It
Just seems
do
like
a
an
lot.
insert bunker.
Yeah, you stop there for a brief rest before you move on. Definitely don't get stuck there.
I will say it is good because I've seen a lot of strategies where you go short, have that guy come out, draw the guns,
Yep.
and then people are able to fish up the middle.
Yeah. So just attract fire.
Exactly, right? Because when everybody's looking wide right, no one's looking in the middle.
Yeah. You were a front player, I take it?
I am.
Okay. I am also a failing, aging front player. But when I'm in a bunker and I got two guns on me, I'm actually smiling. I love it because it should mean that my teammates are free to do something, right?
Yep, it's like have fun getting shot in the back.
Yeah. If I'm drawing 2 or 3 guns, please, my teammates, just go do something because they're not looking at you. So again, this is for newer players. This is certainly not advice for semi-pros like yourself. If you're a new player and you make this great move up to a 50 bunker and all the world opens up on you in Hellfire, just chill, man.
Exactly.
Just
Take
let
a
them shoot
deep
your
breath.
bunker.
Take a deep breath. I mean, there's so much noise going on.
Yeah. All right. Joebar takes that kind of dogleg run. A little bit of a core sample going in for number 23.
Worth it.
Yeah. So
No, 3 off the break for Joebar. Oh my goodness.
Oh,
that is
good.
not good.
Now
Snake guy needs his gun working.
Yeah, Misfit's gun in the snake is not working. I think he's fighting with his hopper.
Oh, man. Dude, the dynamic duo on the snake side is just handling it. Oh, did he hit that?
Number 23 in the snake for Joebar switching over. Oh, he's going to do a tactical retreat.
That's like one of those things where, like we talked about earlier, you have 10 seconds. I'd rather die on the sword, go forward, maybe get the guy on the snake, and then at that point you're lost.
Do something. Yeah, make something out of...
You have to go missing. You have to be lost to where they do not have eyes on you and they're just guessing where you are.
That's a really good way to put it. You have to go missing.
Exactly.
I like that term. Yeah, you got to kind of disappear off the radar and try to do something unexpected.
Say if he's in the snake 3, then he sneaks into snake 4, right? Mm-hmm. The guy on Misfits, the guy in the snake playing the wire, imagine he snaps him out, and now the guy's like, oh my god, where did you just get killed from?
Yep. And panic ensues.
Exactly. We're like, oh my god, where is this guy? We need to find him.
I mean, again, I'm depending more on guile at my age than straight up gunfighting skills.
Yep.
That's what I'm always trying to do is I try to get gun dominance for long enough to make a move that hopefully they don't see, and then look for cheap kills.
Yep.
Because they didn't see the move. giving away my secrets. That's about all I got left.
No, you know what? I'll drop a secret right now. I'll drop a secret right now for front players. When you say if you make it snake 2, check the inside for the free kill.
Oh yeah.
And then move on.
Yeah.
If the free kill is not there, move on.
Yeah.
Because you will guarantee if you get farther faster than they do, you will apply the pressure.
Preach the gospel, brother.
And it's like if you were the one applying the pressure, odds are you're probably gonna win. Because
Yeah.
if he comes out into a bunch of pressure, a bunch of balls coming out his face,
the odds are
not in your favor. Especially when you're like, look at this 50 snake where he's standing up. That's a huge one.
Yep. Yeah, so if you're in the, I'm just backing you up on this. I'm mansplaining. I'm Matt-splaining it now.
Oh, Matt-splaining.
I'm Matt-splaining it. So, yeah, I fully agree with Hatch here. If you're new and you're playing the snake, you learn how to play the snake, make your bumps, look cross-field, see if you can pick up what I call a cheap kill.
Yep.
You know, just a real cheap. The guy
on
doesn't.
Sale.
Yeah, exactly, on a discount. He doesn't see you, and then go ahead. If that kill's not there quickly, then you go back to your main mission, which is fight your way down the down the front of the snake.
Because you're a job guy, right? Your job is to go down, be a snake guy.
Yeah,
that's your job.
So, what do you think about this snake layout? It reminds me a lot of Philly.
Philly, yep, I would agree.
Yeah.
It does make it hard. Like as a guy who reps, it does make it hard because. But I will say we haven't seen very many bang bang highway moves where it's like, oh man, that guy definitely got shot before.
Yeah.
You don't really see very many of that. So I will say, it's better than Philly layout for sure.
You know, now that you mentioned the word highway, I've only seen a bunkering down the highway side once today. Matter of fact, I haven't seen a ton of bunkering in the snake, period.
You see it down the wire for sure. You see it down like when they're wrapping the 50, like what we saw earlier when he was wrapping the 50 and he was in the snake 3 and came around.
So you are correct. I've seen players at the 50 brick be the aggressor, go and bunker somebody out. But I haven't seen a lot of 50 bricks.
Take the highway move.
Getting bunkered on the highway.
The in-part snake.
Yeah.
It is hard because it's like you expose yourself so much to so many different angles.
Yeah.
And at that point, right, the Doritos are on you. And the Doritos aren't really going to shoot much, you know.
And the tower. If you're trying to run the snake, you're trying to run the highway.
You're getting roasted by that tower.
By the way, again, this is if players are non-players are listening to the webcast. When we say run the highway, we're talking about running on the kind of inside portion of the snake where there's no bunkers you have to go around. You can move fast, but you're wide open.
Yep.
All right, here we go. Misfits on the right. Joebar on the left. Joebar needs it.
Deep snake move.
Joebar's down by 3 points. They got just under 3 minutes on the clock.
Completely doable.
Well, not when you start dropping players like that.
Oh, man, that is hard.
2 Joebars take a walk. 3 Joebars take a walk.
It seems like this might be when we're hitting the snowball effect, Matt.
Yeah. In real warfare, they call this accelerating battle casualties.
Without a doubt. It's just, sometimes you're just getting...
Once the momentum goes out of your control.
But I will say the blonde guy for the French team, he seems to be, their aggressor for sure. I feel like I'm not seeing very much attack down the Doritos very much, People are getting, unless it's from the other team, I guess, right now for Joebar.
Yeah. What
big
a
kill,
sloppy.
Huge kill.
Yeah, Misfit player looks out of his bunker just for a split second.
I think that could have been the Dorito 1 guy.
He does it a little lazy, and he takes one to the face. That gives Joebar a glimmer of hope here.
I wonder where they are on the snake side.
All right, if I'm number 34 for Misfits, I'm doing exactly what he does, which is look cross, look for that cheap kill.
And if that cheap kill ain't there,
Did he
I'm
get
wrapping. If that, now, at this point, he already missed it.
Yeah, D1 knows he's there. He's going to return fire.
Like, crawl down the snake.
Yeah, that is a perfect call, Patch.
But you know me, we have all the information, so obviously these players are in a completely different scenario, right? They're trying to figure everything out, put the bodies together, they're trying to guarantee the win.
Yeah, right. You're up 5-on-2. It's not as important that you win it fast.
Exactly. Now it makes sense because just make them sit and rot.
Yeah, minute and a half. I mean, Joebar can't towel out at this point. They'd go down too far.
No, they really can't. But like I said, looks like a bunkering's about to happen down the wire. Uh-oh.
Oh, good instinct. It didn't get him. Oh, he's going to do a strategic drop back, put his gun up, set a trap. Very smart move for the Misfit player.
Definitely hit him. Definitely shot the snake guy.
Good stuff. Very smart move by the Misfit player. Does
out.
Tactical drop back and then posts his gun up on the outside.
He doesn't need to trade that. He does not need to trade that. He's up bodies. He does not need to trade that. That's an unnecessary death. But the fact that he did trade it, still good for him. They're in the lead. They have the body advantage.
Yeah.
That's realistically what Misfits wants. Trade out the bodies, especially when they're up.
30 seconds or something left. Misfits are just going to casually walk it in.
Yep.
Oh, they're not even going to hit the buzzer. No need to. And Joebar, yeah, there's no reason for Joebar to bother tallying.
Yeah, they might do that the 1 second just so they don't even have to play another point.
I think it's under 10 seconds. If you're under 10, then...
I think we played an 8-1 earlier, an 8-second.
Oh, really?
Against the Misfits.
Oh, I thought it was 10 seconds. Well, that's it. The Misfits are going to take this game versus Joebar. Well done, 6-2. Congratulations to the Misfits. Sorry, Joebar. I think that might be the second loss I've seen for Joebar today. Not entirely sure.
That is a tough one. You know, I will say, when you're at World Cup, this is where the fire comes out, the passion in people's hearts. People this is the biggest event of the entire world in the paintball world. So, I mean, we have so much cool stuff here. We have all these vendors. We have a literal esports arena for a paintball video game. It's absolutely insane here.
Yeah, even if you aren't playing on a team next year, come down. Just come down for the event. It's a cool event. There's so many vendors showing new products. There's a lot of great matches to watch, and then there's amazing stuff, like you said, the little esports arena going on over there.
And plus, just being around paintball, you're learning, right? Like, when I was a kid and I would come to World Cup, I would for sure watch the semi-pro teams, and I'd be like, I want to be there one day.
It's amazing.
I would watch Impact, and I would watch Heat, and I'm like, dude, I want to be there one day. So, I mean, that's the goal for most paintball players that are playing in the semi-pro division. We want that pro spot, and we want to play the best of the best.
Yeah. So come on down. Tell them Matt sent you. All right. Well, Hatch,
Thank you, my friend.
Seriously. Wonderful having you.
Absolutely.
Good luck with the rest of your weekend.
Thank you.
All right.